Hard AF Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
We are gold for energy. Send it.
Incoming!
Put the money in the bag, man.
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who's flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go. God.
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Welcome to Drinkin, bro. Yeah, welcome to the AFC NFC Championship Prediction Show, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. Also, if you're out there, join us in 9 days. We will be live from that food mart. You had it pulled open, Bob. You can pop that back up, brother. Yeah. Brother. Next Friday night, January 30th, Gasparilla Fest. We'll be right there, live from the parking lots. Parade is one block over. Grab some hard AF seltzer and drink in the streets all night. 6 to 8 p.m., we will be live out there. Plenty of booze to buy, plenty to purchase, plenty of partying going on. Juan, Reed, pop on over. Charles Zeller, pop on over. We love you guys. Also, it's on a Friday, thankfully. Last time, they put us at 2 o'clock on a Thursday, and we're like, hey, man, our audience is Republican. They work. Can we do this at night? And they were like, yeah, it is at night. So ready to rock. Come on out and join us at the Gasparilla Fest, 1955 West Cass, C-A-S-S Street, Tampa, Florida, next Friday night. All right, D'Anthony, wild year of football is finally coming to a conclusion here. Thoughts on the national championship on Monday night?
It was closer than I thought it would be.
Same.
But not terribly shocking, mostly because of what I've said since the playoffs started, which is Miami has the best individual unit in all of college football, which is their front seven. And they
on defense or offense?
Defense.
Yep.
Well, there's no front seven on offense, but they. Not only did they have the talent, but they were fucking up. They had the drive. They didn't let some early scores from Indiana get them down. They didn't let the fact that they were down at halftime get them down. They came out hot at halftime. Cristobal, you can't really complain about him. I don't like his play calling very much, to be honest. But as a motivator, he clearly did his job because those dudes came out fucking red hot out of the locker room at halftime. And that's you can't really ask any more of a head coach of football, college football especially, than that. Like, play calling is what it is, and you can always armchair quarterback that shit. But if your guys come out there and they're giving 100% for 4 straight quarters, then that's what you want, right? And that's what kept Miami in this game. They're not as good as Indiana, clearly, right? As a team, I mean. Mm-hmm. And you could see it on defense. Broken tackles on Miami's side. You don't see that on Indiana's side. I think there might have been like one real missed tackle from Indiana, and there was probably half a dozen for Miami, 3 or 4 of which led to like big chunk plays. Mm-hmm. Discipline is different between the two teams, so I guess that falls on Cristobal at some point. But yeah, I thought they played as good a game as they could play, and used every bit, left all of it on the field. right?
Yeah.
So I was proud of the young men from Miami, despite the fact that, they a couple of them acted like buttholes after the game.
Assholes? You can say assholes.
No,
on the show.
I think it's funnier. I think it's more demeaning to call a grown man a butthole.
Butthole?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't care for that too much, but I understand it. It's emotional,
Mark Fletcher punching somebody in the head. Why?
Well,
Why?
allegedly, he probably would have punched you in the head too, considering what I heard about the reason he did it, which is the guy was talking shit about his dead dad or something like that.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if that was, I don't know that that's true or not. Somebody just may have made that up. But
It definitely something happened because right before that, he went over and just shook Fernando Mendoza's hand.
yeah,
and,
like he
congratulated him.
which Carson Beck did not do apparently.
Yeah.
So Carson Beck is not only looks like he has Down syndrome, he behaves like it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, people with Down syndrome would definitely have they would have hugged you. I don't think they shake hands.
Yeah,
I would if a Downy came up to me and tried to shake my hand, I would actually feel offended. I'm like, where's my fucking hug?
I would
bro?
offer a hug.
Like, no, but you gotta. It's on them.
Oh, because you
Right.
don't want to freak him out.
No, well that too, I guess. But really, I just like the enthusiasm, so I'm trying to let that all happen naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And when they go in for the hug, yes, I'm receptive.
Of course. Looking back at that game, Jesus Christ, man, people are blowing me up here today. Are we bombing somebody right now?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Maybe it's just Trump at Davos right now. We got some funny quotes for that. We'll talk about it on Drinkin' Bros podcast today. Usually my phone is ringing this much. Jesus Christ. Yeah, looking back at that game on Monday for me, first of all, Indiana was what, number 2 all year round? Until the final week.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think they started out in.
They're in,
I want to say 18 or
Well,
19.
no, they started
and then-
out in the high teens. After the first 2 weeks, they were down in the top 10, and they kind of graduated. I think by like week 6, there were 2 or 3.
after they beat Oregon, they
Yeah,
were
whatever. I think it was
absolutely
6, right? Week
Yeah,
6 when
yeah,
they beat
week
Oregon?
6, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think after that, they were 2 or 3 for the rest of the season. I think 2 for the rest of the season
Yeah.
until they flipped to 1 after they beat Ohio State. So.
Yeah, and so it shouldn't have been that big of a shock. We've all treated it like a big shock. I think it's just more or less the logo on the helmet, as you said, Bob, a couple weeks ago, and just trying to get used to that. Because, yes, it was the worst college football team in the history of college. And that turnaround, you're still waiting for the other shoe to drop like last year. Last year, that shoe dropped twice when they had to play 2 good teams. And it didn't this year. They were ready to rock, ready to crush, and I watched that presser after the game when I got home, and I stayed up pretty late to watch all of it. Just trying to gain nuggets for the show and everything else. One of the most impressive things was Mendoza's run. Turns out that was not a designed run. He chose to do that, which is fucking wild to me. If that fails, he's a senior, so it doesn't really matter anyways. It's not like he's going to get benched for next year or any of that shit. But if that fails on his part, Cignetti looks like an asshole because I thought he called that play. It turns out he had the option to do run or throw. I watched that play a million times, man. I mean, he was so close to getting tackled, spun out of it, and then kept spinning, went into the end zone. If you look it up, Bob, I think it might have been like a 20-yard run total. It just didn't seem like that because it kept getting hit and then spinning twice. And to stay on your feet and balanced and all that other shit, to me, that'll go down as one of the greatest plays in the history of college football. For real.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
got to be
iconic.
up there with,
You know what it reminded me of was the Elway helicopter in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yes. I think in the footage we see for the national championship for the next 30 to 50 years, that play will definitely be in there with everything else.
Yeah.
There's a handful of those plays. That was definitely one of them. Just the fucking brass on that guy to do it, man. Because if it fails, you probably lose that game.
Because you keep in mind, too, they just burned their second time out of the second half.
And to me, I don't know that. I mean, it worked. So it's hard to second guess Cignetti on that. But it certainly looked to us when we were doing the show that he looked kind of nervous, Cignetti, of like, oh, shit, am I going to fucking blow this season? Calling 2 timeouts in a close game like that certainly could have fucking cost you the game. Now, on the other side of that, I look back at that block punt as well. Like, that defense, that special teams defense, the way that punter kept going right like that,
Yeah.
they loaded up that side, and they were able to get a full, clean hand on it and beat it. I'm not really sure why he was running around to the right the entire game, that punter, because you're taught just to go down the middle unless you're trying to kick it out of bounds. But he was on his own 5-yard line. There's no out-of-bounds play for that.
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, maybe their scouting report says that Indiana gets better penetration up the middle and not so much on the edge. But this is the thing. When you're when part of the battle that you're in is establishing a point of domination, right, then you can't be predictable.
No.
Because, especially if you don't already have it secured. If I've got a team there that's securing that location, then I can do kind of what I want as long as I do that. But if I'm going to the same location using the exact same route every day, I'm talking about from a military standpoint.
Yeah,
you would never do that, right? That's how you get fucking killed. That's what actually happened in Benghazi.
Yep.
Those State Department people kept taking the same goddamn route back and forth to the annex, and that's how they knew where the agency annex was. That's what I've heard from people, buddies of mine that were there. That's a fucking no-go. And tradecraft and in sports as well, it's a no-go, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like if especially if it's going to be considered to be a special or trick or whatever off the normal book play, you can't run it the exact same way every time unless it's the tush push. Then you can do that every time, right? But every other thing, when you're fighting over distance to get to a point, which is what punting is, right?
Yep.
Like you're fighting to get the ball out. They're fighting to get to you before you do that. And the same as every other play. You can't go the same route every time because they're exactly. I'm surprised it didn't happen more than once.
Same.
To be honest, because that guy was very predictable. It wasn't, if you look at the replays of this, and I wish somebody would have interviewed the guy who blocked the punt after the game.
Yeah.
And asked him about this specifically, about who told him or if he just figured it out.
Yeah, I was waiting for that in the presser.
He did get interviewed a couple times.
Oh, he
yeah,
did?
I didn't see them ask that question though.
Yeah,
That's-
what did he? Oh, okay.
Nothing about that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like that's one of the most important questions of that game, because if you watch the tape, you'll see that punter, not only did he go to the same side every time, it was the same distance. Like he started and finished at the same 2 points every single time.
He grabbed the ball 3 steps right, and then boom.
So
kick.
I don't have to lock on to the kicker. I'm running to a spot now, just like if I was a wide receiver.
Yep.
That's really fucking bad.
And by the
I
way,
mean, that's just bad tactically. It doesn't make any sense.
the guy who blocked the punt, I forget his name, but he was one of Signetti's
Number 8.
JMU transfers.
Oh, really? Because
Of course
he had 8 over there. 8 transfers come over from
Yeah.
JMU, like his 8 best players. But this did happen to me in a championship scenario in high school where I got blocked. And, yeah, they looked at the tape, loaded up the left side of the line, and it was all on the fucking news and all that other shit. I mean, it sucked for me. it was on the 11 o'clock news. And just that one play, me getting fucking blocked. But, yeah, they loaded up the left side of the line. They saw something in the tape and exploited the kid, Chip. I still remember who didn't make that block. Chip, if you're listening. Fuck you, dude. I still think about that. But to your points, yes, you can't be predictable. You've got to know where they're loading up on. You got to figure it out, and you got to watch it all game. There's a reason why there is a special teams coach on the sidelines.
Take 2 steps instead of 1, or take 4 instead of 3. Either one of those would have been fine. But if you take 3 steps every single time, then I don't have to even worry about how you're moving. I'm not even watching you. I'm running to a point, and I know exactly when to put my hands up in the air. I'm running. That means I can run full speed.
Yeah.
Like there's no windage. There's no like adjustment period between me and that point. I'm not even looking at that kicker. I'm just running straight ahead, which is exactly what he did. He shed that blocker with a little swim move and just right to that spot. It's like you're fucked at that point, dude. That's
homeboy who blocked me. Same thing. He had just a clean fucking whole hand on the ball. Picked it up, ran in for a touchdown, and parents were divorced. Dad was watching in Chattanooga, and he goes, "Hey, I saw you on the news." I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, man! You too that far up, for Christ's sakes?" But yeah, it's a big deal. There's a reason why there is a special teams coach out there to prevent shit like this, and in my opinion, that cost them the game. I mean, fuck. Who knows what it would have been if it would have been a normal punt, since because Miami's defense was playing extremely well in the second half, and they looked like they were poised to take over that game. Even down to the last play. I mean, the Carson Beck thing, I still don't understand that pick. I really don't. You had plenty of time, 55 seconds on the clock. I know you were out of timeouts at that point, but an incompletion stops the clock. A first down stops the clock. You had plenty of time to do it. I just wish you wouldn't have forced it like that. And he did say that after the game, actually. He said, look, this was my fault. I shouldn't have forced that fucking ball down in there. But for Miami fans, I think the U is definitely back. There was a lot of excitement. It reminded me of the old days of the Miami Hurricanes. They got to go out and get a quarterback now, obviously, but they have the money. Miami's got plenty of fucking money where a lot of these schools don't. And I'm looking at you, SEC. If you're wondering why that Miami has been able to jump you or an Indiana's been able to jump you, they're bringing in more money, man. I got an email from Alabama again saying we're going to fucking lose if we don't get any more NIL money. Georgia, same thing. Georgia's looking for more money. All these places are looking for more money. Tennessee isn't, by the way. Tennessee had one of the best off seasons there is. So I fully expect the Tennessee Vols to have a great fucking year next year. I don't know who their alumni is, but SEC-wise, because we're in all these conversations behind the scenes, Tennessee's got the money, man, and they've been buying up dudes. They bought out Jim Knowles, Ohio State's DC, who won the national championship. And then he went to Penn State and then picked off the very best defensive end, Chaz Coleman, to go to Tennessee. So, like, the only thing that Tennessee was missing all these years was a defense to me. Heupel can throw the ball and they can chuck it for 60 a game, but they've always just needed a defense. They might have that.
Well, we'll see. Heupel, Bob will speak to this too, but Heupel has this tendency to try to outsmart himself when he plays against really good teams, and they just shit the bed offensively.
He doesn't adapt. I haven't watched Tennessee as closely the last year and a half as I did before, and obviously Heupel was the Mizzou offensive coordinator and UCF head coach, but like he has a plan and he sticks to that plan.
Yeah. Well, now he's got a defensive coordinator who's a real one, and he's an asshole, by the way. Like I personally hate Jim Knowles, but he's very good and he's a dickhead and he's not listening to the head coach. So that's what you kind of need is, hey, Heupel, you fucking work on the offense and then let this motherfucker do the defense. And I'm sure that was the agreement to pick him off out of Penn State because they didn't want him to go over there. And I expect them to be very good next year. Looking ahead toward next year, what teams are you guys looking at for the national championship?
I hate to say it, but I think Texas is going to be really good.
If Arch Manning can figure out his mechanics, yes. And they got the very best wide receiver, second best wide receiver in the nation now.
Maybe. I don't even think he even needs to figure out his mechanics.
Cam Coleman out of Auburn.
They need 2 running backs, and they need 2 tight ends, and they need fast wide receivers that operate in outs and slants. And he can still be successful with the mechanics he has now.
They got the very best wide receiver in this transfer portal.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out, right? Because we thought that kid at Alabama was going to be great too, and he didn't. He caught like 30 passes this year, So it's like we'll see how it goes. A lot of it is about running the right system for the talent you have on the field.
Yep.
And to be honest, Sark doesn't do that.
I know.
He's one of those guys. He is like Heupel, where this is my style. This is how we play. It's like, okay, cool. What do you think Signetti's style is? It's called winning.
It's it, and at all costs.
What was Nick Saban's style?
Winning.
Motherfucker ran the ball 90% of the time until he had to throw the ball, and he threw the ball 80% of the time after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the goal of the game is not to play Heupel's game or Sark's game. It's to win the game, you see, which is why there's a difference between good coaches and great coaches, and it's why a lot of these schools keep guys around for a long time because it's a rare quality.
I don't see Sark ever winning a national championship.
There's no way.
I think Sean Miller at Texas, the basketball coach, wins one before he does. I love Sean Miller.
Yeah.
And he's turned that program around, Bob. Have you seen Texas basketball?
I mean, they were doing pretty well for a while under Rick Barnes, too. And then, it just like they couldn't ever get over that fucking hump.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Rick Barnes.
That was the one and done era. He had Kevin Durant, and he was gone after freshman year. Rick Barnes is a great coach.
Yeah, he was great at Clemson, too.
He's great at Tennessee right now.
Great at Tennessee,
Tennessee.
I mean, he's played at 3 really good fucking basketball, or played at. He's coached at 3 really good basketball places. In Tennessee, not a bad place to be. They're like, of all the places that are taking literally every varsity sport they have seriously when it comes to NIL, Tennessee is probably the number one.
I can tell you this, with all the recruiting trips that I took, I would say SEC-wise, the ones I was most impressed with was Alabama, obviously. I mean, it's a goddamn NFL stadium. You go into their locker room, it's better than an NFL locker room. I mean, it's nuts. And then Tennessee. Tennessee was one of the most impressive fucking places ever in the SEC. Whereas Georgia, man, I live there, for Christ's sakes. It's a 2.5-hour drive from the airport. And it's tough to get to. That's why all these kids are fucking getting arrested up there, because there's nothing to fucking do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nowhere.
What University of Georgia, I don't want you to win, mostly because I hate Baker, and that's his team. But
our buddy Baker,
yeah,
not Baker Mayfield.
No, he has nothing to do with Georgia, I don't think.
No, but he did talk shit the other day.
Well, they had that comment.
We'll talk about it, yeah.
But I just hate Baker Levitt so much. I don't want him to be happy anymore. But you got to love Kirby. He's a hard-nosed guy, good coach. I like him. I think that part of the NIL program at Georgia should be a deal with one of these companies like JSX, like the private plane company, to get dudes the fuck out of there every weekend. Like, get them, man. Take them to fucking Busch Gardens and let them ride the rides or something, man. Like, you can't keep having this bullshit. Seriously, and it would be easier. Most JSX, I don't know if they fly out of Atlanta or south of Atlanta yet. They're kind of in random places right now, and it's not just that one company. There's other ones, but get those guys. But like, have the University of Georgia buy a fucking retreat somewhere, literally, like another city, like a mini city to send these guys to hang out with each other. I mean, fly their families in. Like, this is ridiculous. It's every year there's 3 or 4 dudes that get arrested for racing.
Well, in the olden days when I was there, you had to actually fucking go to class and all that shit. Your day was full. There was nothing you could do. And it was exhausting. You were tired and you went to bed and you practiced and all that other shit. Now you don't have to go to class. You can kind of do whatever the fuck you want, and you're just going to keep playing no matter what. Yeah, you got to find some other activity other than that. But ironically, the college national championship odds just dropped right now. So we can go through this list. I'm kind of shocked at it. Number 1 is Indiana. Now, every single dude is 35 years old and not playing there anymore. How the fuck are they going to reload another team full of seniors? Mendoza, the brother, actually just transferred today. He's going to be the quarterback at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that I'm excited for, because Georgia Tech has one. They're going to put a good defense on the field because
I like that coach too.
The scheme of defense they use is very Indiana-like. It's plug and play. Everybody's just got to hustle and be in the right position, and we can fucking make it work. That's Georgia Tech's scheme, and that's not one that you have to change up team to team. That's gang tackling, and it's fucking presence and awareness. Those most important things. Like when you take those 3 elements and you put them on a team that has Ray Lewis on it, then you get the most elite defense anybody's ever seen. Or with the 2015 Denver Broncos team, one of the those are 2 most elite modern defenses we've ever seen.
Yep.
You put it on a Georgia Tech team, they can fucking win the ACC. Let's be real, right? If they put enough points on the board with a defense that's comparable to that offense, they could win the ACC now, I'm telling you.
That team does remind me of a Signetti team where it's not superstars, but they play hard on defense, they play hard on offense, and it's a
you just need one guy.
Game. Yeah.
You need one guy that's like that you can count on. And look, mid-season, we didn't really think that about Mendoza. Even in the Big Ten Championship game, kind of meh.
120 yards.
In the playoffs, and especially in that last game, when it mattered, that motherfucker made plays.
He's a leader.
Yeah.
He was a leader, and he showed himself to be a leader. All right, so Indiana's at 7-1. This is right now, in case you're betting on it for next year. Ohio State is tied with them at 7-1. Texas, to your points, was 7.5 to 1. Notre Dame 7.5 to 1. Oregon 8 to 1. Georgia 9 to 1. LSU 12 to 1.
I wouldn't sleep on Georgia.
I wouldn't sleep on LSU either. I mean, they transferred everybody there.
LSU has the number 1 transfer class and the number 1 overall class.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, mostly. I did Indiana have that 2 years ago?
No, they were not ranked at all.
At all. Because they took 3 stars.
Even when they brought all those JMUs?
Nope. Yes.
Nope.
Every one of those guys is good.
But they didn't know because I'll go back to what Josh McClure told us.
These star ratings are fucking bullshit.
Well, the star ratings are bullshit because they're going into JUCO first. You can play JUCO a couple years, move up, and then it doesn't affect your 4 years of eligibility. So, most of these guys are coming in at 2-3 stars, and then by the time they're, in their mid-20s, for Christ's sakes, then the star rating is obviously higher. But like the star rating sites don't go back and regrade them because that was their grade coming out of high school. And that's the difference. Next up is Texas Tech at 14-1. Did they get somebody? They get a quarterback?
I don't remember what their situation is, but they have a ton of money, and they're number 8 in the transfer portal. Like, yeah, they're going to be.
Did Dylan Raiola go there? Is he going to complete the Mahomes circle of life?
Yeah, he should at this point.
Yeah,
but a lot of this is like, the odds are going to be good for teams they think have a better chance to qualify. And Texas Tech is still the class of the Big 12, which means they have a very good chance to qualify for.
Right. 16-1 is Texas A&M. 18-1 is Alabama. 20-1 is Miami. 35-1 is USC. Oklahoma's at 35-1. Ole Miss is at 40-1, and then last but not least is Michigan at 40-1. So these new odds just dropped here. I
think Ole Miss is a good dark horse. USC has absolutely
Chambliss is not coming back. He didn't get that extra year of eligibility.
That sucks. Well, maybe not then. USC has absolutely no shot. 35-1, you may as well set your money on fire.
I think the reason they did it is because the recruiting class ranked super.
I don't care.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
That motherfucker didn't win anything.
I'm looking at it here. I'd sprinkle Texas, Ohio State. Notre Dame doesn't play anybody, so yeah, they get a shot there. Oregon's a good one. Dante Moore's coming back.
Yeah,
and he was only 20 years old, so like that kid will now be 21. He'll have played for 3 full years at this point. I would sprinkle Oregon for sure. Georgia. I think everybody's coming back from Georgia too, right?
I'd keep an eye out. So to me, the biggest thing going on in transfer portal right now is Mensah from Duke. Now they're suing.
Where is he going?
I think he's going to Miami.
Ooh,
frankly,
okay,
that makes the most sense to me. Right now, Duke is suing him to keep him there. Because there's something about the NIL deal he signed with them that says he's got to do something. I don't remember what it is, but the judge in North Carolina rejected Duke's attempt.
Really? So he can leave?
So far.
Okay.
Well, right now he's entered the portal.
All right.
They might be able to call him back and negate whatever deal he signs later on, but the initial judge said, no, you don't have standing to do this. So it looks like he might be able to get out. My expectation is he's going to go to Miami, and considering what he did at Duke, he is a legit dual threat guy, and he had a 2.5 or 3-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Put that guy in Miami with that defense a lot of them are coming back. Miami's got another shot. I'm telling you, to fucking go back to the Natty.
The other thing about it too is they have the money. They have the money to do it. They offered Ty Simpson $6.5 million.
Well, Mensah's not going to cost that though.
No,
from Duke. 3.5, 4. Right.
That's what I was saying. 4. That wheelhouse of 4.
Now you've got an edge rusher left. You can give another edge rusher $2 million.
Yep.
Right. So they're in a really good spot right now, provided he comes out free and clear with his judgments. But I think he will. So that'll be a big thing too. And I would love to. He seems like a cool guy too. So I'd like to see him at a real university. No smoke on Duke, but let's be real.
It's not a football school. I understand. And then. Last but not least, highest age. Now, they're starting to track that, actually, which is wild to me. Highest age in the transfer portal, Ohio State. So they clearly copied the Signetti thing, and 23 years old is what we're doing here. Fuck, man. If I could play to 23, let's fucking go. All right, let's get to our sponsors real quick, and then we'll do the picks for the AFC NFC Championship. MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. All the odds we read off today's shows will be the odds from MyBookie.com. And then the other biggest thing to remember here is I got the weather warning. I don't know if you did for Texas this weekend. The weather is going to be miserable across the nation for the next week and a half here. So everyone will be inside. I expect these ratings to break every single record there is. Over Christmas, and I follow the ratings pretty steadily here. Over Christmas on Netflix, those Netflix NFL games was the highest streaming minutes in all of streaming in the history of Hollywood. So with everybody snowed in on Sunday, more than likely around the nation, including us down here in Texas, we're supposed to get snow on Saturday nights. Yes, we'll be sitting in front of the TV, eating chili, watching this, drinking some hard AF seltzer, and enjoying our fucking lives. Cannot wait for Sunday. Wish there was more events going on here over the weekend. But we're down to the last 2 games of the year before the Super Bowl, which we'll get to in a minute. But you can still sign up at mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit up to $1,000. If you lost some like I did, they give you a little rake back there. Got $130 back this week. Rake back. I won one of those 2 bets in the Indiana game on Monday night. And I'm going down with a ship this year, guys. This is the worst year I've ever had gambling in the history of this show. Last year was a record, ironically. And then this year it's just been dog shit. So we'll see what happens because it's going to be – there's some wild outcomes, which we'll talk about in a minute. Next up, we got DrinkinBrosTickets.com. If you want tickets to any of these games, well, obviously they're high. How high? Real high, because I'm just so fly. A young, lovable, huggable type of guy. That's just old school. $476 for the last row in the Broncos game and $712 for the last row in Seattle. How does Seattle have that much money? Tech money? What is it, tech money up there?
Paid protesters, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. They're making $1,200 a day to protest, so.
Yeah, so go to DrinkinBrosTickets.com if you want tickets to any of these events. More importantly, though, we sell everything across the board. Concerts, comedy, baseball's coming up. All of it's coming up. And concert-wise, Zach Bryan and Morgan Wallen are the 2 highest sellers right now for this year. They're going on big boy tours and big boy stadiums and all that other fun stuff. So you can grab your tickets there, $10 cheaper than StubHub. Last but not least is hardafseltzer.com. Let's see if Flank hit me back here. Yes, the 30th. We will be there for Gasparilla Fest. Drinking Hard AF. Come and join us live. Show 6 to 8. Outside that Food Mart's, 1955 West Cass Street, Tampa, Florida, and go get your fucking 12 packs and tall boys before this week because you're going to be snowed in. You're going to be stuck, and you're going to want to get bombed, okay, and just forget about life. So go get it early. Go to hardafseltzer.com, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip. It'll take you to the closest location nearest you, and get ready because I don't know how long people are going to be stuck inside their houses. I mean, shit, a lot of these people are looking at a week, maybe, potentially. Minnesota's going to be minus 12, I think, all next week. Like, not that I give a shit about Minnesota, but, have fun. Stock up, load up if you can here. All right, let's get to this week's games here. First of all, quick updates. Mike McDaniel took the OC job at the Chargers. That's going to be a really goddamn good football team next year.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting move for Harbaugh, actually.
It is.
Because Harbaugh hasn't, when he's coached in the past, I guess McDaniel would have been on one of his squads, right? When he was first starting out, or was that Shanahan already? Wasn't that Harbaugh?
I don't know.
No. McDaniel was, when he first started in the NFL, wasn't he on Harbaugh's staff in San Francisco? I think
check.
back in 2012 or 2013 or some shit.
No Harbaugh crossover.
No Harbaugh
Interesting.
crossover.
I thought he got there 2 years before Harbaugh left. What
He's
year?
a young guy.
He
Yeah,
was.
he is.
He was.
Probably 12 back then.
Yeah, he was the offensive assistant for the Redskins and wide receivers coach for the Redskins and wide receivers coach for the Browns, offensive assistant for the Falcons, and then I'm sorry, he was on the 49ers.
Was he an offensive assistant?
Yeah,
for the
but he was on the
Falcons?
49ers with Shanahan, not with with Harbaugh. Okay.
Well,
I
Shanahan probably took him from the Falcons too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he came over with him. So, anyways, the point I was going to make is Harbaugh is not really he's not really known for having high-profile offensive coordinators.
No,
right?
This is a big deal.
Yeah, it's very.
It says you're willing to change. This reminded me when Saban changed. And look, whatever Harbaugh did at Michigan and cheated and all that shit, he's an excellent NFL coach. Yeah. And this is a massive fucking hire that happened very, very quickly. Because let's face it, a lot of people wanted this fucking guy, and he's off the board. Now we'll go to the Bills here. The Bills owner just threw Keon Coleman under the bus this morning. Everybody's talking about it. And he said the coaches were the ones that pushed that Keon Coleman pick. That didn't really work out so well for Josh Allen at the wide receiver. He said, I'll address the Keenan situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon, and I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't have drafted him, but Coleman wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player, taking advice of his coaching staff who felt strongly about the player. And, he's taken, for some reason, heat over it and not saying a word about it. but I'm here to tell you the true story. That was the 30 overall pick in the draft.
Why are you saying that about a guy that's still on your roster?
I don't know.
That is just not a smart thing to do.
No.
Unless they're planning on trading him, which a lot of teams would like Keon Coleman as a slot receiver. He's not a number one, but
No, but he had, he's 22 years old. He had 38
young.
catches for 404 yards.
Yeah.
As a slot receiver, I'll shift him down to Atlanta.
I mean,
I'll take
look,
him. He's a young dude.
there isn't a single 1,000-yard receiver on Buffalo's team. Is that every receiver's fault?
Yeah. It's like
Maybe. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe
no,
they
they
all
didn't.
suck.
They didn't really throw the ball that much. Remember, they were trying to limit the mistakes of Allen this year. So like he ran a lot, and they tried to control the clock. So yeah, I don't see how that's his fucking
Well,
fault.
Josh Allen's getting foot surgery right now, but
Yeah, he'll be back for OTAs. They said so he's good.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what the surgery is.
But then, if you're looking at the McDermott fire here, the rumor mill is cranked up, and they're saying Brian Daboll potentially to the Bills. How is that a fucking upgrade?
It's not. It's a fucking lateral transfer.
I don't even know if it's lateral. McDermott at least went to the playoffs every fucking year.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, that's a strange one to me. Let's see what else here.
And Tomlin, by the way, is sitting out for a year.
Yes, that's smart. I think that's smart.
I don't know if he's. I assume he's going to come back to coaching.
Let's see. Packers released former Pro Bowl cornerback Diggs, so Diggs is out of there.
You're talking about
as of
Diggs
today.
that came from Dallas?
Correct. Trayvon Diggs is gone.
He'll get picked up by somebody.
Yes, he will.
That's a contract issue. They may actually re-sign him immediately to a different contract. I don't know what his deal was, but he's a good player. I mean,
his deal was 5 years, $97 million, and he signed that in 2023. But because it had no guaranteed money, the Packers can cut him without any salary cap ramifications.
and then re-sign him. Yeah, which is probably what they'll do. They want to keep that defense together, and also he and Michael Parsons are buddies.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably this happens all the time in the NFL. Guys out of guaranteed money, so you cut him and then re-sign him for less than what he was gonna make, but it's guaranteed money.
You know what's interesting here? So in that Cowboys deal, they ended up paying Diggs a little more than $500,000 for his services.
The Cowboys?
It's a fucking steal. No, the Packers.
Oh yeah.
The Packers. Good for them. So yeah, this is clearly a cap issue, and he might re-sign there. He's been playing for 8-9 years. Packers also signed quarterback Kyle McCord, your boy, Bob, got signed by the Packers.
Let's go. You just sling it.
It's Kyle's time, brother. What else is going on here? Oh, the Baker Mayfield one made me laugh my fucking ass off here. So Stefanski just got hired to coach the Falcons, obviously. I don't mind the hire. He's a good coach. We'll see who he brings on as a OC. That's what I'm really curious about. But Stefanski said he had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. QB Shedeur Sanders closed out last season with 7 starts. Baker replied to that and said, "Failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year now, coach." I love that shit, dude. I fucking love it. God, day by day, this guy keeps becoming my favorite, and I'm rooting for him. So at least the NFC South finally has something of interest next year. Because let's face it, it's been a fucking shit heap for years down there. Hopefully they can turn it around here. I'm curious to see what the Falcons do if they actually trade back into the first round. They got to do something. You made all these fucking firings and all this other shit, fired the GM and whatever. They got to do something splashy.
Is there anybody worth trading into the first round for?
I just wonder who their quarterback's going to be. Kirk Cousins is done. His deal is over, obviously. And then Penix is ACL. He's not coming back. So what the fuck are they going to do about quarterback?
That's a good question.
It is. All right, let's get to the games this weekend. NFL championships here. My God, this is a tough one. It's going to be a tough one this week just because of injuries. Injuries are going to dictate what's going to happen here, and I'm not quite sure. My internet has gone down, and can't figure it the fuck out.
You mean your internet's gone down?
We're rolling.
You guys are. I'm
Yeah.
not. So let me fucking pull this up.
What are you looking for?
I got to go to a different server.
What are you looking for?
Just the fucking spread here.
On what? Bills, Broncos?
Yeah.
We
We don't have any fucking weather issues here. It's 65 for Christ's sake.
It's not a weather
Beautiful
issue.
day.
ESPN's got it at 5.5 right now.
All right, hang on. There we go. All right, refreshed it. Got out of that. We're good. Patriots at Broncos. It's the first game of the day. It's 3 p.m. EST, and then you got a 5:30 game here. Boy, this is New England minus 5.5. Fucking no Bo Nix. Jared Stidham's going to throw his first pass in 3 years. Who you got here? Over-under is 42.5.
Broncos money line.
Whoa, really? You think Stidham's going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Bob, what do you think?
I think the Broncos cover. I think this is going to be a tight game. I think this is the best defense New England's played all year, except for last week, I suppose. But they're going to have a more competent offense than the Texans did, even with Stidham playing. I trust Sean Payton. I think the Broncos are going to keep it tight.
I think this game might be tight for a different reason. Drake May looked nervous last week, and rightfully so. Shit, he was, like we said on the show on Monday night, he's younger than the two starting quarterbacks in the national championship. And he's playing to go to the Super Bowl. All eyes will be on this game. He's going against Stidham. Does Stidham have any smoke with when he left New England? Is this a revenge factor for him, or was this just a normal cut situation?
I mean,
there?
it's the AFC Championship. If you need any more motivation than that, then you shouldn't be in the NFL.
No, I get it. I'm just trying to find a way for me to pick Stidham here, and I can't. Give me the Patriots in this game, and what do you do with the over-under 42.5? Game temperature is going to be 28 at kickoff.
I'll take the under on that.
Okay. Bob?
Yeah, I'm feeling under. I don't think Denver's going to score a lot regardless, and I think their defense is going to handcuff New England quite a bit.
So I took the over last week in the Patriots game, and you had another excellent defense in the Texans, and they ended up beating that pretty handily. So I'm going to do two things with this game. I'm going to take the Patriots minus the 5.5, just because I don't know how you play in the fucking AFC Championship with a backup quarterback who hasn't played in 3 years. Foles at least had some starts. He just didn't roll into the AFC Championship or the NFC Championship and figure it out. He had a couple games before that, right? Didn't he play like 5 or 6 games at least?
Foles? Yeah, he came in the middle of the year, but Foles had also been a starter previously on the Eagles.
Yeah, he was a starter the year prior.
Okay. So for that reason, give me the Patriots. I'll take that 5.5, and then I will also spin this around and do that 7-point teaser there. Oh. I think I'll take the Broncos and flip it, plus 12.5, and then drop that over-under down to 35.5. It's so fucking hard for me personally to bet on an under. Like, I hate it. I don't like watching a fucking 13-3 game. So, yeah, give me that 35.5. I took that last week in the Texans game, and it paid off. So I'm going to do the same thing here. The other part, though, is if Stidham starts to struggle, do they fucking score? Do you jack this up to 49.5? Talk me out of this right now.
No, I don't think.
What about the under at 49.5?
I don't think there's any shot they're getting to 49.5.
I don't think so
a
either, right?
25 game, that's not happening.
With a guy who's never played before, so maybe I'll jack that up. Maybe give me the under at 49.5, and give me the Broncos at 12.5 here. I don't know where the points come from on the Broncos. J.K. Dobbins, though, might play. So if he does, I'd give it a heavy dose of that. I think the Broncos' only shot to win this game is to slow it way the fuck down. Obviously, Stidham can't make any mistakes, and he can't go yard on anybody. I know he's got Cortland Sutton and those guys, but it's going to be very difficult, the timing-wise and all that other shit. He didn't even take first snaps last week. So this will be his first week of snaps with the first team all year, because Bo Nix has never been hurt.
You're going to see a heavy dose of Harvey and Dobbins. You're going to see a lot of, I think you probably see some design runs for Stidham as well.
Yeah.
I think you see end around with Troy Franklin, maybe Sutton, probably Troy Franklin. They're going to have to
get creative.
They have to get creative to open it up a little bit, and then we'll see. I mean, look, Denver's great at taking the ball away. They're great at defense. If they're able to get some early points and grind the game down, they can absolutely win it.
Yeah.
Especially at their home field.
Yeah, I just, it's a lot to ask for Bob, are you taking the Patriots?
I guess I think the Patriots are going to win, but I don't think they're going to cover. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Broncos won. Now, I then think that we'd have a blowout in the Super Bowl, but I could see.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think I could see the Broncos winning.
Okay. Yeah, because next up is Rams versus Seahawks. This is Seahawks minus 2.5. Who you got in this one? Over-under is high, 46.5, which it should be.
Man, this is the toughest one because not even because of Stafford, but because Kyren Williams looked so good last week. Like whenever they needed a big run, he was there to get it done. I think the Rams defense is second place in this game. I don't think they're as good as the Seahawks defense. And not just talent-wise, but momentum-wise, the Seahawks defense for the last 8 weeks has been fucking difficult for people to score on. But I also think that Stafford's going to win another title now that Bo Nix is out. So I Rams money line.
I'm with you here. So I'm looking at the last, because they played, this is their third game of the year, which is very, very rare. I don't know that two teams have ever played 3 times in an NFL season like this, but because they're in the same division. First matchup was 21-19, and that was the Rams. They won. Second one, they lost 38-37 in the greatest game of the year. It was that Thursday night game. I had money on that and the over and all that stuff. So, and let me read off the stats for Stafford here. 4,700 yards, 46 touchdowns. Kyren Williams, 1,252 yards, 10 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 1,700 yards, 129 receptions, and 10 touchdowns. I think Durr gets hurt in this game, and I'm going to take the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams in it. Because if you load up that defense and go after that oblique, because he was not able to practice last week, and then they ended up benching him pretty much most of the second half there, or just letting him hand off the ball. It's tough. I think you got 2 injured quarterbacks here, and I think that's what's going to decide why these teams are going to the Super Bowl. With a healthy Durr, who knows? But give me the Rams. Give me their experience. Give me Stafford already winning and McVay already winning a title, and I think they go back to the Super Bowl. So with that, you think Denver's going?
Yeah.
Playing the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay. So who would you choose in that matchup then, if that is indeed what takes place?
It depends, honestly, on the health of both teams at that point.
Well, we know Stidham's going to be there if it is the Broncos, because Nix is out until next year.
He's gone. I just mean overall, what are we going to see out of Dobbins? Is he actually ready to play or not? Because that changes things. We won't know until after this week, but I think the Rams probably win that. I mean, they definitely would have the advantage. But when you've got a defense as good as the Broncos, you always have a chance. So TBD, but I think the Rams would probably win that.
I think it's Rams-Patriots, and I think it's a great, close Super Bowl. Vrabel is an excellent, excellent coach. They play well on both sides of the ball, where the Rams' defense is suspect here and there. I mean, they give up a shit ton of points. So I think it's a great Super Bowl. I think it's close, but I think the Rams ultimately win it. And if I'm Stafford, I get out of there just with one finger in the air, walk off the field, 2 Super Bowl titles, retire, go into the Hall of Fame, and end it the way Jordan should have. All right, like I truly believe that. I think he's 38 or 39, but it's not your typical 38, 39. He got the absolute shit beat out of him up in Detroit. He had a broken back one year, for Christ's sakes. I mean, that's rare.
Yeah, it's wild.
And to come back from all the injuries and all those beatings over the years up in Detroit, I think it's a perfect walk-off moment for him. I think McVay, who has already hinted about wanting to get out of there and go to that Fox gig that has been waiting for him, I think the 2 of them walking out of there would be great. Also, it leaves you with a pretty good spot for next year because you got some great players. Obviously, Puka's there. Kyren can lead your fucking backfield, Kyren Williams, and then Devontae Adams, who's getting a little older, but is a great number 2 for Puka. And then, you would slot in a quarterback there. Could they go for another title? What do you think? Would you do it if you were Stafford? At 39?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his body feels like. I know what I felt like after 5 years in the military, and I didn't think I could handle much more without taking a break, at least. And he's been at it since 17.
16 years, yeah.
So 20 years,
Yeah.
Including college. So fuck that. I mean,
Yeah.
if I don't know, if I felt like I had accomplished everything, it's not like he needs the money or anything either. But, there is a part, especially at that level, where you don't want to leave the competition. It kind of defines who you are as a person. So I guess I don't know. I don't know much about the guy.
Well, every time we've chatted with all of our NFL buddies and all that other shit, they always say the exact same thing. Once you stop, you can never go back. It's just too impossible to get your body in that type of condition to get ready to go back and play. I secretly wonder, man, if there was a phone call, just entertain this with me for a second, to Aaron Donald, and to say, hey, man, do you want to come back? Just for this, just for 2 more games and try to give this a go.
Yeah, I would not.
If you were Aaron Donald?
No.
Fuck. I would. I think I would, dude, if I was him. I don't know what he's done since he retired, last year, but man, that would be a fun call to reach out to, because their defense isn't that great. That's the only thing that's struggling on this Rams team. With Aaron Donald, if he's just able to give you 85% of what he used to be, 75%, it'd be fucking fun to watch. Because what happens when you retire, they still own your rights, and they have to release you. I don't think they've released him, so, God damn it, I would consider it if I were them. That's all I'm saying. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to see Aaron Donald come back as well. Either way, this weekend's games are going to be bangers, and I can't wait to watch it. I am doing nothing for fucking 7.5 hours on Sunday, but drinking hard AF seltzer, eating some fucking chili, probably sitting in 2 to 3 inches of snow down here in Austin, and not giving a fuck about life. So it's the last pretty much Sunday of the year before the Super Bowl that we have multiple games, and that's it. So let's fucking rock. Go to mybookie.com, enter that promo code DrinkinBros to double that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Bet with us or against us. Bet against me, man. I've not been great this year. But I'll put up all the teasers, the fun stuff, and everything else way before the game on Sunday. So join Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It's a private group, and you can see all the bet slips in there. Go to Spotify, rate the show a 5-star.
Oh, wait,
head
we're
on over
not.
to iTunes.
We can't
rate
close
the show
the show right
5-star
now.
and leave a quick review. Why not?
Because there's one more thing to cover.
What happened?
Andrew Jones is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, shit. That's right, dude. Yeah.
I talked to him this morning.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What did he say? I didn't know he only had a couple years left of eligibility.
Yeah, he's just celebrating. He retired in 2014 maybe?
He's been on the
12?
He's been on the ballot for like 9 years.
Yeah.
So 9 plus 5.
14.
Fuck, dude. That's been a long time. Yeah, 14 years, man.
Yeah, so 12.
And then Carlos Beltran got in as well.
Yeah, I don't know about that one so much, although his performance in the playoffs alone, to me, warranted that. But
He was good.
Andrew Jones is the best center fielder in the history of baseball. I know people that like Willie Mays are going to
I
have
was
some kind
gonna
of
say
problem
Willie
with
Mays,
that, but it's not particularly close, actually.
Why?
Willie Mays was a better hitter, for sure. I'm talking about being a center fielder.
Defensively?
So the most career seasons with 150 games played, 25 home runs, and a Gold Glove. Andrew Jones has 10. Nobody has 9. Nobody has 8. Willie Mays and Mike Schmidt have 7. Okay.
Interesting.
The most career seasons with at least 150 games played in center field and 25 home runs. Willie Mays and Andrew Jones tied at 10. Seasons with 25 home runs and 25 defensive runs saved as a center fielder. Andrew Jones has 4. The other 24,000 people in MLB history have 2. Combined. Andrew Jones has the 4th most defensive runs saved in Major League Baseball history, and only shortstops are around him. Okay. Nobody has ever come close to being as good as he is, and not just as good as he is, but the performance critically so. That period from 96 when he started with the Braves until the early 2000s was the best period of team pitching in the history of Major League Baseball. He saved something like 230 or 240 defensive runs during that period, all of which would have gone on Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz ERA, and they didn't. Okay? He is the most consequential center fielder defensively in the history of baseball. It's not
Why
even close.
did it take so long to get him in? Is what I can't figure out.
Because he doesn't have 2,000 hits.
Doesn't have 2,000 hits.
Yeah, he had 1933. 2,000 has been the floor so far for most people
He's
to get into the Hall of Fame.
First player since like 1974 to get in the Hall of Fame with less than 2,000 hits.
Wow, I didn't know he had less than 2,000 hits.
Yeah.
All right, because I've been trying to figure this
Yeah.
out for years. Where I'm just like, dude, I don't get it, man. He was fucking great.
He also, I will say, the one knock against him, which is it's not fair, but it's relevant, I guess. I don't think it matters, but it's not irrelevant. Is he fell off a cliff after he turned like 32. Like everything just dropped off.
Well,
after
hey, Bob. To be fair, he started at 17, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't care.
So,
he
like,
deserved to be in on the first ballot.
He
but
had already played 15 years at 33 years old. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I saw him at 17 years old in Atlanta. So yeah.
He saved 235 runs over his career, and that's no other outfielder is even in the top 25.
Yeah.
He's fourth overall. Fangraphs has him ranked as the most valuable defensive outfielder ever at any position. He amassed over 230 total runs saved. Willie Mays, 176. So there is no comparison.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, Willie Mays clearly a better hitter. You can see that in the fucking back of the baseball card. But defensively, it's not even close. I mean, it's not even fucking close.
No, and one of the biggest bummers for me.
Also, Willie played 22 seasons.
yeah,
Or 23, actually. I think not all of those were in center field. Some were in left field.
Right.
But Andrew played 15 total, and a lot of the back end of that, he was DHing, okay? So if you're talking about just time in the outfield, it was about 12 years. And he had 240 defensive runs saved in 12 years.
Wow. One of the biggest bummers for us here on the show was we were supposed to interview him at that game in Atlanta, and it got fucking rained out. We still have not been to a game at that park.
Well, we had another shot too, but he was in Mexico scouting a kid when we were passing through. But we'll get him on whenever we're back again. I talked to him this morning.
Gigantic fan, man. Congratulations. I was unaware that it had taken this long for him. And so I saw that stat last night, and I was like, holy shit. And then also some breaking news in baseball here. Cody Bellinger just signed with the Yankees on a 5-year deal.
That was always going to happen. They were just kind of haggling over money and shit.
What does that do to the Yankees? Does that kind of make them the favorites in the American League?
No, it depends, man. I think there's a pretty good shot that the Orioles sign Framber Valdez. The Red Sox just signed Ranger Suarez, although they had that planned already, but they finally signed him. Mets got Bichette. Mets got Luis Robert. If he makes a comeback, they got a pretty good squad with all the guys they got over there. Yeah, but they'll fuck it up. But in the American League, Yankees, Red Sox both look pretty good right now, but we'll see. You never know. Baseball's become very unpredictable based on roster.
Well, and the
Unless you're
bye,
the Dodgers.
and the buys, and the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, even just for the regular season, we really thought Baltimore would be a fucking front runner last year, and they kind of tanked. But they're looking at Framber Valdez right now, and that would be a big pickup for them, considering their rotation at the moment is Grayson Rodriguez, Zach Eflin, and Charlie Morton, who's 42 years old, I believe. Mm-hmm. They got a good bullpen. They got a great young team, both defensively and offensively. They need pitching to help. And I think Framber Valdez is going to be that'll be a big deal if they were able to sign him. And I think they're the front runner right now. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But again, that doesn't mean shit.
No.
You can have a great roster and still suck. I think the Red Sox are going to be very, very good next year. Garrett Crochet was lights out for them last year. If Walker Buehler gives them anything this year, like he looked like there was spots where he looked really good, but his overall ERA was in the mid-4s. But he had some really bad games too, so I think that means he had some really good ones to make up for it.
The Red Sox are already super loaded also because they signed Ranger Suarez.
They got Ranger Suarez, they got Liam Hendricks and Aroldis Chapman in the bullpen.
They traded for Sonny Gray as
well. They
got
Sonny Gray. I mean, the Red Sox, if I had to pick a team right now to come out of the AL, it would be the Red Sox.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think also the Orioles have a really good shot. Yeah, I think the Royals. I think the Orioles, if they sign Framber Valdez, will have a really good shot too. But we'll see.
I just want to see one full season of Yankees healthy. to see what that team could actually fucking do.
You'll never get that.
I know. I know.
Mostly, it's either Judge has done pretty well, but fucking Giancarlo Stanton, if you get 120 games out of him, you're lucky.
I think if you get 60 games out of him, you're fucking lucky. It feels like he's always hurt.
The
Judge is good for half a year.
Since 21, it's 110, 101, 114. It's 77 last year.
Yeah. And then Judge still had 50, and he missed, 20 games?
If this is the thing, if Giancarlo Stanton plays a full season this year, he almost certainly goes over 500 home runs. He's 47 short right now.
Well, he'll get it.
No, he'll get it at some point for sure. I mean, this season. If he's healthy for if he plays more than 150 games, he typically gets somewhere between 40 and 55 home runs in that season. That's what just one of those. But he'll hit 500 next year. Either way, it would be cool to see him go on a fucking run and do it all in one season.
Great. We'll see what happens. I just like to see a healthy Yankees team versus a healthy Dodgers.
I think Red Sox Dodgers is probably the smart move if you're going to do any pre-betting on what the World Series matchup's going to be. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Appreciate you tuning in. For Dana and Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the NFC AFC Championship Prediction Show. Good night, everyone.